Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Estancia Lapacho here in Paraguay. Today we are, hopefully not going to lag out and crash. Today we're going to finish just sorting out the silage clamp over there. We'll do that in a minute. Very, very shortly we will do that. Helper R has completed their task. What have you completed? I set the tractor going just a minute ago. There it is. There's the combine, but the tractor is racing along over here. Where is it? There we go. Racing back up. Oh, I see. It went down. It's run the course and it's coming back up, but it didn't actually tip out. I'm guessing because it was less than the required, I don't know, was it 80%? Whatever it is. So it's going to go to there, and then it should go and hunt for the combine. Or is it just going to wait? No combine in reach. Guessing it's just going to sit and wait for the combine a minute. There is our horses, all down through here, and they all say engine is on. I'm thinking that we'll probably sell some of these horses. I don't think we'll keep them all. We also need to get rid of some of the fluffies, because we don't need to use those anymore either. But we want the combine. This is the one that we want at the moment. We're going to take this one over to the next field of beans. We've done this one, which means that we can actually get back to doing a bit of ploughing here and continuing with our big job that we've got up here. I've also now got the truck available with the 2 trailers so that we can load up some of the last of the wood chips over there and get those moving, get them selling. And we're also wanting to get started on planting. Now, we've got some manure down at the cattle. We've got about 300,000 litres of manure there. We could do some of that. We could do a bit of manure spreading on the fields before we start doing any planting. And I've been seriously considering this. I believe there is a way to do this with courseplay. I, of course, don't know anything about courseplay or how to do it. And I haven't actually looked up the thing with the courseplay and manure spreading. So I was just going to, I was sort of looking through the different ones. We got fertilize and seeding, and then you got Fieldwork. Now I'm wondering if it's anything to do with this one. See, I don't know anything about how to do it, and I just took a quick look, and I was just wondering, well, is it like this? Do we sort of do something like this? That's leveling and compacting and stuff. So I don't really know how to use the course, how to set up courseplay in order to be able to do the the muck spreading. So I'm thinking it would probably leave it this time, and we'll come back to it another time. Our load all right here is under maintenance anyway, so we can't go loading up the manure spreader with that one because we can't use this one this week, which is very, very inconvenient. The most inconvenient machine that we could have had break down this week, and that's the one that broke down, which is really not good. It's not really what we wanted. The combine up there, the John Deere combine, has almost finished. My weekly question, let's just get that one done a minute. Down here on the plateau, I am considering cutting down a load of the trees around this area here. I don't know how big an area, and then plow it up a little bit and we'll plant something here. I don't know if we would just do grass and have this as a grass area for the cows, or if we'd actually try doing a crop there. That I will leave to suggestions in the comment section, but do you want me to actually do this? Do you want me to turn part of this plateau into farmed land? Yes or no? It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. So this one a minute, I'm just going to take this vehicle here, and we're going to go over, we're going to get the other trailer, hitch that one onto the back, and then get these. Actually, we're going to take them up to the top end of the map. We want them up there so that they're out the way, and then we can always come back and we can do something with them later. So like I said, I'm not going to worry about muck spreading this time round. Well, I suppose we could do a little bit of muck spreading on one of the fields maybe next week, but I wasn't actually planning to do any this week. That wasn't very high on my list of priorities. So can I do this without removing the dolly? Is Frithgar good enough to do this? Just once. I turned too sharp then. I messed it up. Failed at the first hurdle. So if I turn sharp there, I might be able to do this. I might. If I can keep it going sort of like that. And then push back a bit. Is that close enough? Let's have a look. I don't think it is. Oh, actually it is. It was. It was just close enough to be able to do it, to be acceptable. So we'll take this one down this way, and we'll get the dolly taken off, because that's just going to be a bit of a nuisance for us. We really don't want that. The Farm Life ponies up there are all saying engine on, which is a bit... Actually, now they've all switched off. I'm not really sure how the ponies work. Oh, no, and now they're all engine on again. Okay, yeah, I really have no clue how those ponies actually work. We need... I tell you what, before we do this, let's go over and just deal with that a minute, because we do actually need to sheet that clamp down. We got to have the clamp is all finished. We got to make sure that it is all ready to start. There we go. Okay. Let's just jump off of this one a second. I'm going to sell all but one of the ponies, I think. We will keep one of the red-brown ponies, because that's the colour that I want to keep. And we will go through here, and we've got... Oh, it doesn't actually say which colours they are, so it's going to be pure guesswork to see which ones that we want to keep. Sell pony. That's the one that was right in front of me. I want to go for one of the $148 ones, I think, because I bought a red-brown one as the very last one that I bought. So in theory, that should be the cheapest pony here. Well, the 147 can go. Okay, and then we're down to these, and I don't really know which one is which, so this is going to be guesswork. We will sell two more. Sell you. And sell you as well. And we'll take another look at this mod later on. We're not going to do it now, but we will take another... I actually kept one of the red-brown ones. Brilliant. That is superb. We're going to keep one of them. We're just going to keep one of them. We're not going to keep any more than one. Just the one is all we're going to keep. We'll put him over here for now. And we'll stop right there. Can I switch him off? It's not an actual machine, but I'm wondering if I press enter while I'm sat on the horse, is it going to like class as being switched off? Or is it just going to constantly be a Farm Life pony that is there with engine on? That is slightly that is going to be slightly irritating. That is definitely going to be a bit irritating. Well, we've got this little bit of silage that's stuck out the front of the clamp. That is going to be a nuisance. It's at full 100%. We don't have much sticking out this end. That's fine. We can leave that one. So I'm going to sheet it down. Just do that. And we'll see how much we've got up this end that's not sheeted. Quite a bit, actually. Right, we'll worry about that another time. We don't need to concern ourselves with that at the moment. I'm just going to get rid of the quad bikes as well, because we no longer need all of those. So I think I'll actually return all of them, and if we want a quad bike again, then what we'll do is we'll lease. No, we won't. We'll buy one. If we want one in the future, we will buy one, I think. So we've got that, and right, they're all gone. Every single one of them is removed. We're keeping these items. These are staying for now, and I also need to go and make a purchase. We'll do the purchase in a minute. Now, you, Mr. Pony. Actually, we'll take this one, and we're going to run this one back to the farm. We will ride it hard all the way back to the farm. We do need to get a bit of hay and a bit of water and, like, the feed trough and stuff like that. And we can... I tell you what, we will make a field. We will make a proper field to keep the pony in and so on and so forth. So we've got food, we've got water for it. We'll have the pony trap. We'll do all of it. We're going to have the whole lot. It's very unstable when it goes across the tracks. It really... What happens if we go along the side here? Let's just find out what happens if we go along the side of the bank. He does actually try to walk. He does try to run down the hill, but yeah, he's a little bit unsteady on his feet. Little bit unsteady, but I mean overall he's pretty good. I quite like this one. I am quite pleased with it. It's sort of, I don't know, it doesn't quite look like a horse though. As it's running along, I can't quite put my finger on what this thing reminds me of. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking there's another game or a film, like an old film, you know, with like, you know the film Willow, with those kinds of special effects where they had a lot of models and a lot of animatronics on the film, and they sort of used those as like how to make things work instead of all CGI. It was like actual props and stuff. It kind of looks a bit like something from one of those, I think. But I'm not quite sure. I really don't know. I can't quite put my finger on it. It doesn't quite look like a horse, though. It looks like something else. And I really don't know what it is. I mean, it's really cool, don't get me wrong, but there's something something that this horse is reminding me of, and I cannot for the life of me think what it actually is that it reminds me of. And this is really going to bug me. This is going to bug me now for weeks and weeks and weeks. But we will take the horse over here. We'll put it in some grass down here. And we're gonna need to make somewhere nice for this horse to live. We're definitely gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to, you know, pen. We're gonna have to do all the lot. Now I just jumped on it, and before I jumped off, I pressed enter to switch the engine off, but I don't think that happens. I think it just stays there with engine on the whole time. John Deere is blocked. Let's go and have a look. Why are we blocked? Oh, it's done it's done that again. This one here, very occasionally, somebody said it's to do with the courseplay. When it's on courseplay, very occasionally, the courseplay does actually stop the combine from working. And I'm not sure why it does that. It's coming out here. Right, I see. It's gone out too far. Right, the combine's come forward and it's going to unload. But what the tractor has done is it's come out a bit. Because of this trailer. It's not the courseplay, it's this trailer. This trailer does a very strange thing in that it's not the entire trailer will accept the grain into the top of it. So if the tractor stops at the wrong point, then the combine is going to unload, or try to unload where it can't unload, or it's going to try to move where it can't move, and you know, strange things will happen. So now if I go drive course, this one will move and it should release the combine. Combine should now go. Driving to waypoint. Why is that combine not moving? You're moving over here, but apparently courseplay stops the combine from moving. Right, and now this one's reached its destination. It's gone here. Then it's released the combine. It's allowed it to move. It's very strange the way it does that. It is. It's very, very peculiar. But anyway, we don't need to worry about that. We came down here to unhitch this one. We want to just... Actually, I can do it right from here. And if I go like that, I can unhitch that trailer. And then I can bring the dolly over here. And I'm just going to drop this one here on the corner, because we don't need to worry about it. We can drop that one there. Oops. I actually mean to do that. There we go. So we can unhitch that one there. And then go back over to the trailer. We'll grab this one and we can run up to the top and we can get a load of wood chips. Get some of those loaded up. Get them over to the sawmill. And that's most of that job done up there. That is, well, most of the wood chipping bit done anyway. That's just the wood chips. We've still got the rest of it still to do. But we'll be able to get onto that in no time at all. And I want to bring that one on. But before we start doing this, I do think that we need to address something that is slightly more important than worrying about it, because this is kind of an ongoing job. So we'll just park that one up there a second, and we are going to take a trip to the shop. We're going to go all the way down here. We don't actually want the DJ Phantom. We will use that one again, I promise. I know several of you would actually like me to use it again sometime soon. You will notice that we do have $485,000, which is $440,000 more than we had last time we were here, which was yesterday. That is because we have been provided with the funds to get our new machines. Now, AGCO have provided us with a big bud 450. It's actually a little bud. So this is the little bud. So we're going to buy that one. There we go. Has no optional upgrades or anything, so we can get that one there. That's 225. And then the other 215,000 that they gifted us is for this one over here, and this one is from Stara. Is what you all wanted me to do. You wanted me to get that one right there. This doesn't have any optional upgrades either, so we can buy that one. Right, now, we've bought that one. Just go back a minute. It's got 8,750 litres in total. I don't know how much of that is seed and how much is fertilizer. But what we are going to do is we're going to go into pallets right here, and we're going to go seed big bag, solid fertilizer big bag. I'm going to buy 4 of each, maybe? No, we'll buy 5 of each, just so that we've definitely got enough to fill up the Estrela. So there's 3, 4, and 5. And then we'll also buy 5 of these. So this is eating into our actual money, because we have rather limited quantities of actual money at the moment. How many is that? How many have I bought? Is anybody keeping count? Because I wasn't. Let's go and have a look. I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5. Excellent. Okay, so there is our monstrous great big seed drill. Look at this thing. This is an absolute beast of a machine. Look at it. Massive great big thing. it kind of looks like a corn drill, like a row crop drill. Let me just go back in here and look inside. So what does it actually do? It right, standard crops. It looks kind of like a row crop ones, but it's not row crop. However, this is very similar to the Amazon one, where, you know, the really wide Amazon one. That one's got individual coulters that come all the way down from the actual frame. Kind of like this one. These are a little bit bigger, so that they are slightly different, and slightly different shaped as well. These are more... It's a cutting disc that does the cutting into the ground rather than like a spike that drills it through. But anyway, here we go. We've got our little bud right here. Look at this monstrous great big thing. The fan is going very slowly. Let's take a look inside. Look at that. Okay, this thing does actually look very, very cool. I'm hoping that the air conditioning is tip-top, because I do like plenty of air conditioning. I've no idea what those 4 levers on the side will be for. They will be for various hydraulics, but I don't know which ones are which. I could probably decipher my way through this panel eventually, but I'm not quite sure how long it would take me. I think that... Oh, there we go. Forward, neutral, and reverse. So that's fairly self-explanatory. And then down. It says up, down. So I'm assuming that this... You got that lever up there. The orange lever up that side is the forward, neutral, and reverse. And then you got the second orange lever, I would say, is for hydraulics, is it? Except that we don't have hydraulics. We've only got a hitch, which is a solid drawbar. It's not even... So we don't have any hydraulics at all on this thing. 0 hydraulics. Hopefully it will... No, no, no. Don't go too far. Oops. It would help if I pressed the right pedal. For a minute, I didn't think that it was actually going to hitch on, but then I realised we got manual attaching, so we need to come out here and we need to do it. But it does hitch on. It hitches on beautifully. Absolutely perfect. And I press Z just in case it did have anything else, but it doesn't. Doesn't have a PTO on this thing, though, does it? I'm assuming... Does that mean that anything that you pull on the big bud cannot be PTO driven? It's got to be land driven, or... Well, I suppose land driven or hydraulics. It doesn't actually... Oh, no, I don't want to go anywhere just yet. Getting a bit ahead of myself. I need seed. Let's load it up with seed. Go back in here. And we've also got to decide what we're going to plant. I haven't actually decided what I'm planting yet. I don't really remember what I decided that I was going to plant. Now, we put beans up in the top. And we put various other crops. So we were going to put, like, wheat or something like that in... the big field, because we had corn in there, so we were going. It was going to be wheat or something similar in the big field, and then we were going to put. What else were we going to put? You know, I genuinely don't remember what I'd planned to do. I think that we were going to do like wheat or possibly barley in the biggest field, and then beans somewhere. Maybe beans in all the small fields. I'm not sure that it actually matters all that much, to be honest. We certainly got to rotate the crops around a bit. So we want corn. If we were to do corn in these 4 fields here, 1, 2, 3, 4, all corn, and then so maize, that maize corn there. For those of you who are confused between the two, and then we could do that big field down there as beans. And then these fields up here would... No, actually, that one wants to be maize as well. So if we did maize there, we rotate... I don't know if you should follow the maize onto the beans or if the beans should follow the maize. I don't actually know which way round that should be. I'm going to assume that you would put the maize after the beans. So if we put maize up there, and then we put the beans over in these fields, and so this one here wants to be one of these crops, which means that... Well, we just want to go in here and want to take a look at what we got. We got 76,000 litres of that. We've only got 19,000 there. Except the beans can also be used instead of these two for the pigs. So we've got loads and loads of food here. But we don't have that much food of these ready for the pigs. So we're going to do wheat or barley. I'd say barley. I don't know why, but I always prefer to do barley rather than wheat. So we're going to do that one. We'll do that great big field there with barley. And we're going to do all of those with corn. And then... yeah, barley. No, barley. Yeah, maize. Oh, hang on a minute. Then I'm left with beans up here. So we've got to do barley down here. And then we've got to do maize up in all of those. Those have got to be maize fields up there. That's got to be maize. We've got to do barley there, maize up there, and then all of these are going to be beans. That's how we're going to do it. Right. So if they're all going to be beans, we can start planting over there with beans. I think that's what we're going to do. You know, I absolutely have no clue what I'd originally planned to do there. I absolutely can't remember now. I'm probably doing this completely the opposite of what I'd originally told you I was going to do. I apologise for that. My inconsistencies are about the only thing that I am... My inconsistencies are the only consistency that I have. And that's... yeah. Does that make any sense? It sort of makes sense to me. I'm not sure if it makes sense to anybody else. Right. We now have 4,500 litres of seed and 4,500 litres of fertilizer, 4,250 litres of seed. And it's currently on wheat for the big field. We're not going to do that. We're going to swap through. Well, barley would be for the big field. We're going to do barley, I think. And then we've got canola. We don't want beans. What did I say? We're going to do beans over here and maize up in the top fields. That's how we're going to do it. Yeah. So we will do beans here. We will start right here on this side. I'm actually going to turn off the road right here and we'll just sort of cut across and we will start working here. I do sometimes do fertilizer on the fields before we start doing the planting. I'm not going to do that this time. We're going to plant and fertilize at the same time, and then we will do more fertilizer later on using the Stara sprayer. I think that's the one that we'll use for doing this. So we'll bring this one all the way out here. I'm quite looking forward to this because I've never used this seed drill before. It's a massive, great, big, monstrous thing, and it's going to be very, very cool to be able to use it. So we just want to have a look first, and we'll start unfolding it, and I'm curious how it actually unfolds. How does the animation work? Ah, right. So really, we want to be reversing as we unfold this to assist the hydraulics with the unfold bit, because otherwise it's going to be putting an awful lot of strain on that bar. So there we go. All the way out. That is a huge, great big seed drill. That is seriously impressive, actually. I am very, very impressed with the size of this thing. Look at it. It's enormous. Does this one take liquid fertilizer? Are you looking at the tank at the top there? I am wondering if it does take liquid fertilizer or not. I didn't actually check that when we were in here. No, it doesn't. Definitely not. Do any of these take liquid fertilizer? I don't think they do. I think there is one that took liquid fertilizer, I think. Because none of these do. That one doesn't. That one doesn't take fertilizer at all. No, 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 no. That one right there, the potato one, is the only one that takes liquid fertilizer, isn't it? I don't think there are any others that you can use liquid fertilizer in while you're planting. No, apparently not. Well, there we are. I didn't realise it was such a novelty to put liquid fertilizer into a seed drill of any kind. I guess that it is. I mean, to be fair, I've never actually heard of it being done. And the potato thing does make sense, because you'd sort of spray that onto the you spray that into the little trench that you're making for the potatoes before you bury it in properly. Right, beans. We want beans on here, so let's start that one up. We're just going to go H, and we're going to let... What? Why are you not working? We'll go on to here. AI vehicle on. Well, that shouldn't make any difference. If I go to helper settings, alternative helper, off. No idea what that is. Let's just go, okay. Normal. That's what I want. I want this on normal, because you can't use the AI vehicle extension, I don't think, with articulated vehicles. It's going to work now. It does work now. Excellent. Right. So that was the little... For a moment, I had a mad panic, and I thought that we were going to have to do all of this ourselves, which I really didn't want to do. But there we go. There is the little bud, hard at work with our brand new Estrela, busy planting beans here in the sunny climes of Paraguay. It actually is quite a beautiful machine to behold. Quite wonderful. I'm very pleased that we've got this one now. I am very, very pleased that we've got this. Just let it ride all the way up through. And look at the swath of corn that is, well, beans actually, but yeah, you get the idea. That it's planting all in one go. We're going to get through our crops in absolutely no time at all. This thing is quite a step up from the last one that we were using. How big was the last one that we were using? That last one, we got 14.4 meters, and last time we were 3.6. We're well over 4 times the width of the last one. Look at this thing. It's absolutely awesome. I'm quite pleased that you decided to pick this one, because we have used the Challenger previously, the Python one. We used that in our very first series, so I am actually quite pleased that you all picked this one. It did surprise me, and somebody else I had a couple people comment in the comment section that they were surprised that everybody went for this one rather than the Challenger, because the Challenger had the higher horsepower, and every single time I've asked you about which tractor to use, the one with the highest horsepower has always won, up until this time. And this time, this little bud absolutely won hands down. It was no contest. It was almost unanimous. I mean, I think it was like 80% of the vote went for this one out of the 3 tractors that I gave you choices for, which is just incredible. I was surprised at just how keen everybody is to see this one working. And because you've all been so keen to see this one working, I will use this one a bit for some other tasks. We're not just going to limit it to doing the drilling here. I mean, if we've been gifted this tractor to use on the farm, then we may as well find some other jobs for it to do as well, because, I mean, it's got... This one's what? It is 500 horsepower, isn't it? Let's just double check that. Pretty sure it is. Yeah, 500 horsepower. We're going to make use of these 500 horses. 500 of them all in one place is pretty good. That is pretty sweet. So we're going to have to find some other machinery to really push what we can squeeze out of this little machine right here. I say little. This is the biggest tractor this is bigger than any tractor I've ever sat in. I guarantee you that. It's absolutely huge. Monstrous great. Let's just ride in cab just for a little bit. There we go. Looks wonderful. Looks amazing. And I really don't like in cab. I really don't like in cab in games. And I can appreciate now that 99.9% of you, the viewers, don't particularly like any in-cab driving either. There are channels that do a lot of in-cab driving, and people that like that watch those channels, and people that don't like the in-cab driving tend to come to channels like mine, because I don't like it either, so I very rarely do it. He sits down an awful lot on his back wheels. Did you notice that when it was up in the air? That was sat down on those back wheels. It really had squashed it down. And you can see he's sort of pulling it down a little bit at the moment. We'll wait until he gets up to the other end and we can just take another look at that. How is our... Right, well, the John Deere is finished up there. So let's just run this one down to the end of the field, and then you can take a quick look at that, and then I'll move the John Deere. We have almost finished completely all of our harvest. We've just got one field left to harvest, and that is it. We are done. I know we've just got to wait for the sugarcane, and then we can start that one off again. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do with the sugarcane yet. I may actually try to tip it all in a great big heap just in the middle of the field, and then we'll do something with it afterwards. Although I'm not quite sure yet. I still haven't decided. There are many questions that need to be answered, in particular about the Roper DLC. I don't know if we can justify having that big Roper conveyor type thingy. And I don't think it actually takes sugarcane anyway, so that would be besides the point. Right, here we go. This is the bit that we've been waiting for. We want to see right here, when it gets up here and then it lifts up, what's it going to do? Look at that. Look at how much it weighs down the back of this tractor. That's such a monstrous great big seed drill. It's huge. Look at this thing. It's absolutely massive. And we've hardly been here any time at all, and he's just about finished this field. It's not going to take very long at all to do the rest of it as well. We will need to get another tractor going with the row crop planter, and there we go, and it lifted the back end right back up again when it did that. We'll let that one carry on. We're going to go and do something else for a minute. We're going to take this one here, and we're going to go up towards the top. Oh, no, actually, before we do this, we want to just go over to you, combine here, and I just want to grab that little bit of grain right there. I can't be having anything being left behind. That is unacceptable. So we grab that bit there. There we go. Right. Problem solved, and then we can start doing the long field up through here. We've got our tractor over there ready and waiting on the sideline, so we know that we can fully automate the entire harvest. I've hardly had any input to this harvest this time. We had a bit. I mean, a lot of our input into the harvest was from our what we were doing over there with silage, and with the actual combine. We've hardly done anything. We literally just moved the combine from one field to another. The next harvest, we won't be doing any silage from it. It's entirely going to be down to the combines. Hopefully, the next harvest, we won't have the combine break down again. If the combine does break down again, we'll quite possibly think about selling it and buying one of these. Although I don't know if we can afford to buy one of these just yet, because it's a very, 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 very expensive combine. The other thing we were looking at doing was expanding this field here, taking out those trees and joining it onto the top of our huge, great big field. Several people like the idea of doing that and having an absolutely massive run all the way down through there. I think that would be really, really cool to do. Very time consuming, and there's a lot of investment into that. There's time investment as well, but it could be an interesting thing to have a go with. Right, so that one's coming out at 55%. Well, it's 50% when he starts moving, that's why. And he's doing it while he's still running. Excellent. Take that one down through. Don't think it's going to be enough for it to trigger the tractor actually starting to move. But the only thing that we got to watch is when it gets to the end of the row, the combine moves slightly, or the tractor moves forward slightly, and it reaches a point where it can't tip into this trailer. Because of that, I think we will have to consider buying a new trailer to replace this one fairly soon, so that we don't have this as a constant issue. Right. That's fine. That's all sat there. So we can go back over this way, and we will do some of this tomorrow. We will be doing a bit of ploughing tomorrow. Today, we want to just take this lorry. Where is it? Where is my truck? That one is well on its way to being almost finished, which is just spectacular. And we've only got one. We've loaded it up with seed. We might actually be able to do most of these fields here with just the one load of seed, which again is awesomely spectacular. I just want to watch it sit down on his haunches again. There we go, look at that. So much weight on that seed drill is phenomenal. I would love to know what the actual drawbar weight is on that seed drill. I imagine it is quite impressively heavy. Oh, that's the one that I want. We are going to go racing northwards now with these two. And there shouldn't be very much in the way of wood chips left at all now. So we are, well, we won't be loading up today. We're going to just get this one up there, and it'll be ready to do a load first thing tomorrow morning. The first thing in tomorrow's episode, I should say. We've got the combine has almost finished. We've got the seed drill is busy working. Once that combine finishes, I'm just wondering what we should do next. Well, obviously we've got to return that combine, and we can get things parked up. We might want to take a look at how we're going to do the row crop so that we can really get that shifting as well. The only thing is, we do need to get this field here finished. We want to get all the reason. No, I don't really want to go on the ploughed ground. I want to go round, so I'm on just stay on the slightly more solid ground. The reason that we want to hurry up and get this finished is because I want to have this field done before we do the planting up here. So this is now going to sort of move in towards a much higher priority. We get the whole thing all ploughed all the way across, and then that can get planted up as well. So it's going to be quite a big field there. It'll be interesting to see how well the combine and everything copes with harvesting that, but we'll worry about that next year. Right, my question for this week is the plateau down here. Not the whole thing, definitely not the whole thing, but just an area around here. We may even go right up to this end, but sort of from this road here, this road is the logging road. It comes down to the log loading point on the trains down here. Do you want me to cut down some of these trees? I will try to move some of them as logs and bring them down here, and we'll have a go with the train and the logs and stuff with the actual train, doing it like that, because we haven't done that yet on this map. Do you want me to cut down a few trees here, create a bit of a field, and actually farm some of the area at the top of the plateau here? I will most likely do it as grass for the cows. I'm open to doing it to other crops. We might have to just use the very small combine and stuff to get up round there. But mainly this week we're trying to decide if we should actually farm some of this plateau up here, or if we should just leave it. Maybe you think that is, we shouldn't be going up there, and that should just be left as a sort of a natural nature reserve type place up there. So it's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. And if you enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.